We begin this evening our coverage with the continuing bushfire crisis across Australia, with confirmation 7 people have died in southern New South Wales during the flare-up this week. 63-year-old Robert Solway and his 29-year-old son Patrick were killed defending their family dairy farm near Cobargo. Patrick's mother discovered the men's bodies when she returned to the burnt-out property yesterday morning. Patrick's wife Renee is pregnant with their second child. She wrote on Facebook about her husband, "I love you now, I will love you still, I always have and I always will. I'll see you again, Patrick, my best friend." 2 men also died in Yatta Yatta, a 70-year-old man outside a home and another man inside a destroyed car. A separate man died in a burnt-out car at Sussex Inlet, while the body of another person has been found at Coolagolite. There are currently no emergency warnings in place in New South Wales, but a picture of devastation is becoming clear along the south coast ahead of dangerous conditions returning Saturday. The Rural Fire Service has confirmed at least 176 homes have been lost, but expect that number to rise as teams continue to assess the damage. Conjola Park, Mooloola Bay and Rosedale are some of the communities worst hit. Authorities are working against the clock to contain dangerous blazes ahead of Saturday, which is predicted to be as bad, if not worse, than yesterday. Scenes of devastation and despair are emerging on the New South Wales south coast, where 6 residents have died over the past 2 days and more than 150 properties have been destroyed. Sky News reporter Trudy McIntosh spent the day on the south coast. She filed this report.
The worst possible start to 2020 for hundreds of homeowners. A trail of destruction after bushfires ravaged the New South Wales south coast, killing 7 people and destroying 176 properties. This is what's left of the main street of Cobargo, a small village of around 1,000 people in the Bega Valley, nearly 400 kilometres south of Sydney. The fire so fierce it melted the phone booth, leaving buildings in ruins. It's also torn apart the community, 2 local men losing their lives when the fire ripped through. Father and son Robert and Patrick Solway tried to defend their dairy property just out of town. Patrick's mother discovered the 2 men's bodies when she returned to the burnt-out property. Patrick's wife Renee posting a tragic tribute on Facebook, "I love you now, I love you still, and always have and always will. I will see you again, Patrick, my best friend." While conditions have eased, fires have had a heavy impact from as far north as Nowra and stretched down to the Victorian border. 1 man died near Lake Conjola, north of Ulladulla, found in a burnt-out car on a road off the Princes Highway. Another man found dead in a vehicle near Sussex Inlet. Ambulance officers finding 1 other body at Coolagolite. 89 properties around Conjola Park were also destroyed in the devastating blaze. Further south in Bateman's Bay, streets completely wiped out in Rosedale North, 15 homes there burnt to the ground. While the town of Mogo has been impacted, one bright spot amongst the fires, firefighters managing to protect its famous zoo and all its animals. The total number of properties destroyed is yet to be determined, as fallen trees and power lines hamper efforts. In the Bega Valley, the small town of Kwama has been hard hit. At least 5 homes destroyed, its church burnt to the ground. I've been speaking to residents in this town who stayed to defend their properties. They tell me that they were terrified to hear the roar of the wind and the fire coming across from the mountains. They say when they heard and saw this church going up, they simply did not think that they would be able to save their homes in this town. But many of them were able to do so, telling me that they stood here with shovels beating as embers came towards their properties. Water in this town was also cut off. They thought they would be able to hose down their houses, but there simply wasn't enough water or pressure in the system to do so. Residents left now to count the damage, with a long fire season still in front of them and dangerous conditions returning as soon as Saturday. Trudy McIntosh, Sky News.